Okay, here's a video of all the work we did. We got to try and take that border off in order to paint, because if we clean this, it'll be whiter here and it'll be really bad looking because it'll be scratched off white there, and the rest will look not as bright. We also, this had a bunch of scratches in it, and it was stained, and it generally was warped in. As you can see, there was probably something going on here. So we're still gonna figure out how we're gonna try and get that, but it looked really, it looked really bad. So we'll see what we can do for fixing this. I think if I'm lucky, I might be able to have some salvage from this, and I'll use it to fill in over here, and we'll go from there. We'll see what we can do for getting it pretty darn close. Alright, so the banister, we're probably going to stain and lacquer it because it does look pretty bad. It moves a little, so we're going to have to try and secure that some way, somehow. I'm not entirely sure how we can do that, but we'll figure it out. Down here we have this lip that's pretty well damaged during their move. We're probably going to try and put some piece of wood to cover it, because it'll prevent it from decaying anymore. So we'll put I'll make a piece of wood, hopefully I can go across it, maybe paint it white. Over here, we're going to cut that out with the remnant we found, and we have some rug glue. We'll try and adhese it in there, make it look nice. The linoleum was really worn away and it was bad looking. So what we're going to do is, we got a big roll at a huge discount right here. We saved about $40 on the linoleum. It'll make it look a whole bunch nicer than what it was before. Really not much in this room to do. This one, we got to put a couple outlets, covers on. We got to get a rug doctor still. We didn't get that to clean up this mess right here. Susan would like to try and put at least a gallon of paint on the walls, because he smoked in here, we're sure of it, and it would make it look a whole bunch nicer, because the rest is pretty much wallpapered. We can't paint over that, but if we can put a gallon in here, that's going to improve it significant, because you can see where somehow grease and smoking in here made it look really terrible. Over here we have the window we're going to do. We're going to take out that busted window and put in a plexiglass window so it'll survive, like the one we did over here, where it works, keeps the cold out and the heat in. In the bathroom, we didn't get a cabinet because we used up the 4, but this looks, I don't know, Susan thinks that he installed that. I don't really remember that being there, and I kind of agree with her. I think it probably was installed, but that does look horrible. We would have left this top part up, but there's no switch for it. as you can tell, and there's no way to get these little things, but then it's gonna look awful. I don't know. I think there probably was an outlet up here. I haven't pulled this down and looked at behind it, but I'm thinking that there's a little outlet that was there, and he improvised and somehow got that attached to it. So we might have to re-put the outlet in here. We are going to put a little paint on the walls to make it look a little better and fix it. It's wallpapered, so we're going to have to try and super glue the seams here and there as best we can. The big thing is the wall, the surround, and the floor. The floor looked bad, especially in that area for some reason. So we're gonna put a surround on it because the material that was used, it's kind of porous. It's waterproof, but it's really cheap stuff. And we shouldn't have gone cheap. As you can see, it's kind of fallen off a little. But for the most part, it's... yeah, it's going to have to come off. Yeah, it's probably going to have to come off. It doesn't look good on there. And something happened to this. I don't know. This looks like it looks pretty stable. Well, anyway, this is gonna... oh, that's right, the wall. So we'll have to take off this surround and reinstall the new surround. But yeah, this is... the upper part's okay. We're gonna leave it, but the lower part doesn't look too good. Too hot. Yeah. This is gonna have to come off. So we're gonna take the surround out and we're gonna put in the better looking surround to go over it. Because you don't want to use the porous stuff. This is, as you can see, it's shiny, it's waterproof, stain resistant, mildew, and it's not going to absorb. Then in here we got, because we were rushed to rent at the time, we were told to paint over this. We did as we were told, but we warned that it may do this, and it did. It started to buckle from the paint, and renters notice that, and they think the house is shrinking or falling. They don't realize that there's underneath a border like you see in the kitchen. So we got to scrape at least where it gives off a shadow. We'll leave most of it there out of time concerns, so we can try and get this done by the 1st. And this just pretty much sums up all the work that we're doing here. Hopefully I can probably get up there and throw a little extra insulation out of my own pocket to keep the heat from being lost in our floor too. Well, this pretty much sums up all the hard work that we're going to do here, and by the 1st.